Yeah. Yeah. You know, I've tried that, but the itch is still there. Yeah, but and gonna get some tropical fruit bubblicious and some Skittles. Okay, yeah, all right. Thanks, Gran. Bye. Welcome to Popular Tripe. Welcome to 2023. Happy New Year to you all. And now my 23 most anticipated films for 2010. That ain't right. Coming up, my top 10 most anticipated films for 2023. Hey, if you've been to this channel before, welcome back. If you haven't, welcome to Popular Tripe. My name's Nick. It's a new year, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. I'm feeling good. Make me feel even better. Please click like on this video, tap subscribe, hit that notification bell. Today we have my top 10 most anticipated films for 2023. It's my list. You can disagree with my choices. You can have your own choices. You're welcome to your opinions. Lots of big stuff coming out this year. Plenty to choose from. Having said that, it's been strange when compiling the list. A lot of the films seem to be sequels or parts of franchises, and I'm wondering why. That's why they are my most anticipated, that I've already seen previous installments and I'm excited for what's coming up next. The list is certainly split into two halves, I think, but I am indeed very excited for what's coming up for 2023. But before we hit into my top 10, just a few honourable mentions, films that didn't quite make it, films I'm looking forward to all the same. It's just that there are 10 more that I'm even more giddy for. So honourable mentions. Coming out in the next week, actually, we've got James Wan's Megan, due on the 6th of Jan. AI Killer Dolls, You Can't Go Wrong. Also got Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania, coming out 17th of February. Trailer looks fantastic. We're getting our first proper look at Kang, or at least a version of Kang. Can't wait for this one. Next film we've got is 65 with Adam Driver. This came out of nowhere for me. Didn't even know this was being made. The trailer was fantastic. Had Adam Driver as a crashed astronaut. Earth 65 million years ago. Dinosaurs. Laser guns. I'm all in. That comes through 17th of March. Another honourable mention also goes to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Great trailer for this one. The humour that we've all come to know and love is all there. However, this looks like it's going to be putting you through the emotional ringer. I think there's going to be deaths. However, I'm sure Worst Chris is still going to survive. But this looks like a great series capper for the trilogy. I think it comes out 5th of May. Also, must mention the much delayed The Flash movie. Much delayed for reasons. Not particularly interested in The Flash or Ezra Miller. But I am interested in Michael Keaton's Batman, and now HBO have shelved Batgirl. This looks like it might be the only chance we're going to get to see him in the cape again. So I'm all in for this on the 23rd of June when it gets released. And finally, on my list of not quite making the top 10, we've got Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, released 21st of July, same date as Barbie. As always, this does look like some quality filmmaking. If you've seen my previous trailer reaction for this, my only concern is that we don't quite hit those emotional heights that I think this story needs. No doubt that Christopher Nolan is a fantastic filmmaker. I just need him to give me that emotional engagement too. Well, that's my not quite the top 10, but still must-sees in their own right. Here we go, top 10 films for 2023. And I can't believe I'm starting number 10 with this. Just shunned Oppenheimer with master director Christopher Nolan. However, number 10 as films I'm most looking forward to based on trailer alone for this year is Cocaine Bear. Absolutely ludicrous, I know. Probably completely disposable, I know. Just loved that trailer. Gave me all the smiles. Gave me the laughs that I needed. From director Elizabeth Banks, starring Kerry Russell, Alden Ehrenreich and Ray Liotta in his final film role. What a film to close a career on. Clearly, there are better films out there. Comes out 24th of February. Cocaine Bear is number 10 of my most anticipated films of 2023. If you haven't already switched off after that revelation, here comes number 9. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse comes out 2nd of June. First one, absolutely stunned. I missed it on the big screen. Something I will never live down. However, this one I'm going front and centre. Well, not front, hurt your neck. Definitely centre of that huge IMAX 3D screen. Even going from the trailer, looks like to be a complete assault on all the senses. However, I want it in my eyes. I want it in my ears. That being said, it also looks like a story that's going to have a lot of heart to it. So very excited for this one. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is my number 9. Number 8, the teaser trailer came out about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was a minute long. Told me everything that I needed to know. It told me that on the 21st of July, I will be watching Barbie first instead of Oppenheimer. It looks like director Greta Gerwig delivers once again. Margot Robbie looks amazing in this role, as does Ryan Gosling, as does Ncuti Gatwa, as does Simu Liu. Maybe it's just that I'm easily swayed by bright colours, and that speaks volumes for me as a person, I'm guessing. But this trailer looked wonderful. Story-wise, from what I've heard, Barbie gets exiled for not being perfect and ends up having to go into the real world. So I'm guessing we're getting a kind of fish out of water story. And we also have Will Ferrell as some sort of senior executive at Mattel. Again, repeating myself, tells me everything that I need to know. The Barbie movie is my number 8. At number 7, the trailers for this just keep getting better and better. The teaser trailer was astounding. The second trailer, which came out Christmas Day, I think, of all days, ramped the tension even higher. M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin is my 7th most anticipated film for this year. Released 3rd of February, which is very soon actually. And based on the best-selling book by Paul Tremblay, which I want to read but am refusing to read until I've seen the film. But the story has a great concept: 2 dads and their daughter on a holiday cabin, knock at the door, 4 people, one of which is David Bautista, telling them they've got to make an unthinkable choice, otherwise it's apocalypse, the end of the world, and every time they don't make the choice or try to escape, 100,000 people are going to die. Trailer for this one was fantastic. I'm hoping that the tension that's seemingly there for the first 2 acts pays off by the time we get to Act 3. As with a lot of Shyamalan's films, they either make or break with that 3rd act or that final twist. Doesn't always have to be a twist, obviously, but he has become pretty known for it. I'm hoping that this one gives us the payoff that I think it deserves, and having it based on somebody else's story is hopefully going to do that. At number 6 for my list of 2023 is Scream 6. Really enjoyed the last entry at the beginning of last year. Churned this one out pretty quick. We're pretty much a year later. This comes through 10th of March. The survivors of the last film are all back, with the exception of Neve Campbell, who they couldn't afford apparently. This one is said to be a lot gorier than the previous instalments, and we're also for the first time leaving Woodsboro, and Ghostface is going to be causing murderous mayhem in
New York City.
I do love these films. I do think that the Ghostface reveals are getting a little bit more predictable as the films go on. At least I think you can always pretty much guess one of them. And the second one, if there is a second one, gives you the surprise that you need. But it's so much fun to watch it unfold. Scream 6 is my number 6. We are at the halfway point. Number 5 in my top 10 most anticipated films for this year is John Wick Chapter 4. Both the teaser trailer and the main trailer have been fantastic for this one. It looks beautiful. The action's top notch. Got Keanu Reeves back. The man's getting older, but he doesn't look it, and he doesn't seem to be slowing down whatsoever. This time also we've got Donnie Yen. We've got Bill Skarsgård. The trailers play brilliantly. Really enjoy the other 3. The first one is still my favourite. I do have concerns with some of the sequels. They get a little bit overindulgent at times, and the action sequences go on just a little bit too long, which is clearly an irony if you listen to me rambling on like this right now. I was hoping Chapter 4 they were going to reduce the scale a bit, keep the action tight, cut down that run time, but from what I've heard, it's the longest one yet. I think it's maybe 2 hours, 35 minutes long. So there is that danger that I think I personally might get desensitised by it all while I'm watching it. It does look so good though. So we'll still be going to see it day 1. Number 4. Been looking forward to this one for a long time. I think it was meant to be released last year. However, that didn't happen. But coming 3rd of March this year, we have Creed 3. Michael B. Jordan now directing. No Stallone this time. And unfortunately, it does seem to be some bad feelings as far as his submission is concerned. But we do have Tessa Thompson returning as Bianca. We also have Jonathan Majors, who's going to be having a hell of a year this year, playing the main antagonist and embittered childhood friend Damien Anderson. From what we can see in the trailers, both him and Adonis got in trouble when they were kids. He went to jail. Adonis didn't. And now he's out, he sees everything that Adonis has got, wants it for himself. This looks like it could be a very personal story, a very emotional story, and the performances and the resonance it's going to give you can only be lifted by having Jonathan Majors in that role. It's going to be strange them not having Rocky there. I hope they haven't killed his character off. But Creed 3 looks fantastic. Can't wait for this. Number 4 in my list. Number 3, the trailer for this was in itself a work of art. These films just seemingly get better and better with every single instalment that comes through. But coming 14th of July, we have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. There's not much more I can add. Like I said, these trailers sell the film on their own. That team of Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie do seem to be giving you a reason to go back to the cinema, to see films on the big screen. They're not giant CGI spectacles. However, every time you go and see one of these films, it gives you something new every single time. It gives you a wow factor every single time. They've even, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but they released a video just before Christmas, a behind the scenes video of one of the stunts with Cruise going off this mountain on a motorbike. Absolutely stunning. Cruise is just incredible. After that massive hit this year with Top Gun, he's making films that just make you want to go to the cinema. I am repeating myself, but after Top Gun this year, the massive hit that was Top Gun Maverick, it does seem that every film Cruise is making, producing, starring in is giving you that reason to see it on a big screen. These films are events and the marketing appeal is just astounding. It seems that they target or appeal to everyone across the board, men, women, couples, families. I remember way back in 1996, I think it was, when the first film came out, and it was this whole thing about, oh, it's like an American James Bond. But it really has been, as these films have gone on, they're reaching that sort of status, where they are these huge espionage action thrillers. It is my hope that Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie just decide to make films together forever. I'd be completely down with that. I'd watch every single one. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is number 3 in my list for this year. We're nearly there, people. Number 2 is another sequel. It's a long-awaited sequel. It's a Part 5. Had it not been for one other film, this would have been my number 1 film for the year. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny comes out end of June. This has been one of those films I'm just going to consume every single bit of media that comes out. I'm looking forward to this more than I can ever put into words. Seems to be equal parts of excitement and detriment online. Lots of people feeding a particular narrative. Whether they're right or wrong remains to be seen, but they can still bog off. You're not going to dampen my excitement for this film. Harrison Ford, 80 when he made this. Yet still from the trailer, completely and utterly convincing. From what we've seen in the preview, we've got some flashbacks from what I think's from the beginning of the movie. Mads Mikkelsen, more Nazis, train chases, young de-aged Indiana Jones, which looks incredible, the best I think I've ever seen. We've also got Phoebe Waller-Bridge playing his goddaughter. We've got John Rhys-Davies back as Salah. Got Antonio Banderas there as well. This trailer gave me everything. I have strong feelings, strong hopes that the film's going to be doing the same. Like I said, if you're part of that narrative where you just want to be angry about it all and you've heard things and it's going to ruin your childhood, grow up. I'm not interested. Put comments down below and just read between the lines. Read between those lines. It was a close call, but Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is my second most anticipated film for this year. Now, what could be number 1? There's a bit of a caveat for this one before I start. It's due for release December the 20th this year. However, I cannot see it making that release date. I'd like it to. I cannot see it happening. But my number 1 film for this year, if you haven't guessed already, if you haven't guessed if you know the channel already, is the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife, with a current working title as Firehouse. We've got the co-writer from the previous film stepping into the director's chair. Gil Keenan is taking over for this one. The whole main cast for the last one, McKenna, Finn, Celeste, Logan, Paul Rudd, Carrie Coon, are all back for this film. Considering the end of the last film, it seems almost certain that Ernie Hudson's going to be back as Winston. I'm hoping we're going to get Dan Aykroyd back as Ray. I don't know if Bill Murray's done with it, whether it's going to be his choice or not. All I do know is we're back in
New York City.
From all accounts. Depending what you read online, there are some story rumours out there. I'm not going to share any of them here. But I'm so excited for this one. Who knew, waiting over 30 years for a sequel, only to be able to get another one a couple of years later. What a dream. What a dream for any Ghostbusters fan right now. What an expensive dream for any Ghostbusters fan right now. It's going to be so interesting to see where they go with it. Those kids are growing up now. McKenna Grace is 16, nearly 17, I think now. Finn Wolfhard's going to be a couple of years older than that. You remember how young Podcast was in that film? Young little cheeky chappy. Now he's kind of chilled, laid back teenager when you see him in interviews. It's going to be wonderful to see where all that goes. Going to have to imagine that Phoebe might be going to Columbia University. There's so much conjecture, so many thoughts about where it could go. I've had many. None of them will probably land. But you have to wonder whether we're going to see any new Ghostbusters, any new members to the team. I can't imagine if Ghostbusters are back, it's going to be assigned to these kids to kind of look after the business. We're going to get any Winston's kids. Will Oscar be there? We're in New York, we're going to get Slimer. After the success of Afterlife, will Rick Moranis return? Just so many questions and hopes, dreams. I've got so much love for this franchise. It was always going to be number 1, no matter what. Like I said, it may be a bit of a cheat as I'm not sure it's going to stick to that release date. I can't see that it will. They haven't even started filming yet. My real prediction is going to be June next year, 40th anniversary for the first film. If it doesn't make the December 20th release date, they'd be mad not to take advantage of that. But that's it. That's my top 10. If you're still with me, thanks so much for sticking through this. I really appreciate you connecting with this channel, pressing play. What do you think of my list? Do you agree, disagree? Cocaine Bear? What's your top 10? Let me know. Leave comments down below. Let me know what you're looking forward to. Also, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you click like on this video, hit subscribe, tap that notification bell, keep up to date with any new content that's going to be coming through for 2023 and beyond. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have an amazing 2023 and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.